know about you, but I've never been really, really hungry. Now, it's been the kind of hungry where there wasn't anything in the house that I wanted to eat, or the kind of hungry where suddenly it's afternoon and I'm starting to feel a little shaky and I'm getting a headache, and it suddenly dawns on me, I haven't had anything to eat today. But never have I been in a position where I didn't know what it was like to not have any food in the house. And that is a very, very sad and kind of dangerous position for anybody to be in. Because when people get hungry, they get cranky, there are arguments. That can lead to family violence, child abuse. And the bottom line of it is, whether you believe it or not, even if you got hungry enough, you would steal. And then you have crime in the community. Another thing that happens with hunger, if it's not real extreme, you still can have malnutrition. And that malnutrition can lead to all kinds of health problems, kids missing time in school, adults missing time from work. Eventually, they lose their jobs, they lose their home, and you end up with a homeless population. We were dealing to some degree not with needs as much as wants. And so we regrouped again and decided our program was going to be meeting people who had needs, not wants. The difference, you open your cabinet and there's nothing in there you want to eat, or you open that cabinet and there is nothing in there to eat. And that's who we are. Plain, simple, to serve those people who really basically have nothing in their cabinets to eat. Now we have two basic programs. And the very first program is the minimum menu. And what that program is, let's go back to that spiral. Remember, I don't want anybody so hungry that they are going to create a bad situation in the home or in the community. So anybody can come in 6 days a week and we will give them rice and beans or bread and peanut butter to feed their family for 24 hours. The mayor can come in and get it if he wants it. We don't ask questions. Anybody can have it. We don't want to take a chance that there's anybody hungry out there that's going to do something that's going to be detrimental to our community or to another human being. The other program is the program that we use the most and that we believe helps to come up with a more permanent solution to a problem and help people become contributing members of society again. And that program is, when you come in the door, the very first visit, you get full menu for 3.5 days. At that time, I have someone working that desk that's basically a social worker, a caseworker. And they do an intake and look at the situation and see what resources we can hook these people up to help them find a more permanent solution. But the first thing we have to do is feed them. We will stay with that client until they get closure on all of those resources that we think they're available for. We are all volunteers, and I want you to understand when I say all volunteers. I'm talking people that clean my toilets, that sweep the floor, that cut my grass, my CPA, my legals. They are all volunteers. And another thing special about these volunteers is there's no one on staff that doesn't make a minimum of a 1-year commitment. Staff. I have people that have been with us over 20 years. And the average person, once they sign up, you just can't get rid of them. It's absolutely wonderful. They make a commitment, which is why we actually have a waiting list for volunteers. How can you help? You're doing it right now by giving us an opportunity to come to you, share our program with you, and then even further, you've already made a commitment to try and help us with our inventory. I did tell you that I have a waiting list on volunteers, but I don't have a waiting list on food drives. And all of you out there belong to and know somebody other than who's in this room. So you have an opportunity, not just over the holidays, but all next year when you're within different groups and different places. It might be your kid's soccer team. It might be your wife's book club that you can say, hey, I know a place that you can do an event. I know a group that you can do a food collection for. I know a way that you can make a difference in this community. So I would ask that you take this a step further and share this program with the people that you know out in the community. And so that we can have the kind of outpouring that we have at Thanksgiving and Christmas throughout the year. I want to thank you again for supporting us in our partnership that has gone on for a number of years. I hope we'll be together forever. And I want to really give you a very personal thank you on behalf of all the people that you will feed with your generosity. Have a good evening.